Let's start off with the big question right now. How do I make money in commodities? How easy is it, and what are the risks right now?
I think one of the main topics right now that you see, and which is very much related to metals, is the electric vehicle story. So everybody's on that trend right now. People expect more consumption of lithium, of copper, of nickel, and all the related commodities that you would find in the battery, as well as in the chassis of a car. So I guess this is why we still see copper outperforming. We see nickel quite strong.
This is nickel here.
Yeah, exactly. So you see nickel basically coming from the lows of below 9,000, trading up at 12,000 again. And I think there is a story there that can be properly analyzed, and I think there's value in it. Besides, obviously, the main commodities such as nickel, copper, and aluminium, you'd probably need to look at all the specialty metals, which are not traded on an exchange, which is like the lithiums, it's the cobalts, and so on and so forth.
The rare earths.
The rare earth, to some degree, yes. There's definitely a big change with disruptive technology. And that's not only for electric vehicles, that's also for drone technology, that also addresses robotics, and all of those new technologies that will change the consumption structure to some degree, yes, will lead to higher prices in certain commodities.
How much of this is fashion, and how much of this is reality?
I think there's a very good analogy if you look at the bioethanol story and how it actually evolved. Because, back then everyone thought, the cornfields will go into the gas tank at the end. And it didn't turn out because it is impossible, it wasn't feasible to actually put corn into, or maize or whatever, into a vehicle. And it turned out to transition into the fracking story. That's what changed the whole energy consumption picture and the energy supply side picture. And to some degree, I believe that if you look at the battery or electric vehicle process, it'll change to a degree that people realize that there's not enough lithium, not enough copper, and the power grid is not made for it. There's be so much investment needed in the power grid that actually who's going to pay that? Subsidies will have to make it happen. And stories such as the fuel cell will come back into the ring. Right now, fuel cell is out of fashion. But actually, if you look at the consumption of commodities in the fuel cell, as well as the power grid necessities for it, it's actually more attractive. But nobody's talking about it right now. So for now, it's the electric vehicle electrification process that is driving the demand in some of the metals. You've seen how cobalt actually doubled, tripled in prices this year, and we probably might see this for a while. But overall, I agree with your question and the insinuation that there's probably a little bit of a fashion element to it right now.